Graduands, guests and colleagues, my name is Mary Howarth and I am delighted to welcome you to graduation. I have a few announcements to make before we begin so that you can relax and enjoy the ceremony. Graduands, an easy job to start with. Please check that your seat number matches the number on your ticket because you'll be called to the stage in this order. If you discover that these do not match, our team of stewards can help you locate the correct seat. At the appropriate time, you'll be invited by the stewards to stand to make your way to the foot of the stairs, ready to head up the stairs and across the stage, all very straightforward. Two key things make for a seamless ceremony. Firstly, as soon as the person ahead of you begins to cross the stage, make sure you make your way up the stairs. Don't wait until they pass across the stage before you reach the top of the stairs. Secondly, don't let excitement and pride overwhelm you so much that you forget to pick up your degree parchment after you've crossed the stage. If you do, don't worry, you have still graduated, but don't try to go back because you'll collide with someone coming the other way. Instead, visit the graduation information desk in the exhibition centre where you collected your gown and tickets 30 minutes after the ceremony to collect your parchment. At the end of the ceremony, graduates are asked to process out of the hall directed by the stewards. Family and friends, the stewards will show you to the exits once the graduates have left the hall. If the fire alarm should sound at any point, remain in your seats, instructions will be given, and we will escort you to the nearest exit. As graduates, you'll join an international community of over 119,000 York alumni. In order to ensure that the Alumni Association is able to contact you about the many free events each year designed to help you make connections with other alumni across the world and to support you in your career choices, make sure you register your contact details at the Alumni Association stand in the Exhibition Centre or online at yorkspace.net. In November, you'll receive an email about a national survey, the Destinations of Leavers from Higher Education survey. The survey focuses on a specific date in January, so when you know what you're going to be doing on that date, whether it's work or further studies, let us know. The results help provide the right support for current students and make sure we offer graduates like you relevant information and opportunities. Finally, please turn off mobile phones, and will you all now please stand?
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the University of York. I declare open this congregation for the conferment of awards. Please do be seated.
Chancellor, it is an exceptional honour and privilege to introduce our honorary graduate, Claire Mattison, CBE. Claire Mattison is one of the most distinguished and successful national advocates for public engagement with science and for a scientific community that makes their work accessible to society. For her entire professional life, she's been passionate about encouraging the public exploration of scientific research. Claire's most recent sphere of influence has been in the area of global health, food and nutrition, and she has made exceptional contributions to science and STEM education in schools and museums. For 18 years, Claire worked for the Wellcome Trust as Director of Strategy, Director of Culture and Society, and Head of Policy. She led many of Wellcome's transformative initiatives, building its public engagement and medical humanities work. She was responsible for significantly extending Wellcome's focus on funding activities that engage society with science. I first came into contact with Claire Mattison's work when, while at Wellcome, she established the National STEM Learning Centre here on the campus of the University of York, in partnership with the UK government and industry. The centre provides professional development for thousands of teachers across the country. It has had a direct impact on children's better understanding of science and on this country's objective to become a world leader in STEM education. This dedication to supporting an understanding of the natural world is at the heart of Claire's professional life. Claire has also done exceptional work in bringing together art and science, following her belief that the two should be integrated rather than treated as separate worlds. One of her very prominent areas of success is her work with museums and galleries for science. For example, she's worked with the Science Museum, the Natural History Museum, Science Gallery International, and the Honorary Museum. And while at Wellcome, she co-founded the famous Wellcome collection in London that combines art and science in unique and accessible ways. The motto of the Wellcome collection is that it is a place for the incurably curious, and it is indeed Claire's incurable curiosity about the natural world that has defined her life from an early age. At 6 years old, Claire set up her first animal hospital for insects. When she visited the Natural History Museum at the age of 10, she had her first experience of absolute wonder and awe when she saw the famous blue whale, experiencing also for the first time the educational power of museums. She went on to study zoology at Oxford, and following her passion for exploration, took the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to go on an expedition to Jamaica to study Amazon parrots. After graduating from Oxford, Claire received the prestigious Fulbright Fellowship and worked and lived in the US, which turned out to be a transformational experience, academically, professionally, and in her personal life. She met her future husband, and the Fulbright Fellowship led to further 2 years of work at the State University of New York. In the present day, Claire has successfully tied together her passion for the natural world with that for health and well-being. Privately, she lives in a former farmhouse with animals, vegetables, and wildflower meadows. Professionally, she set up the Our Planet, Our Health initiative, for which she is now a special advisor. Her dedication to global food reform is also reflected in her position as Vice Chair of the EAT Foundation, whose ambition it is to reform the global food system and enable us to feed a growing global population with healthy food from a healthy planet. Claire is a member of the World Economic Forum's Global Council on Food, Nutrition and Agriculture, and Claire chairs the UK National STEM Forum for Public Engagement. Claire is an Honorary Fellow of the British Science Association for outstanding contribution to public engagement. And according to GQ magazine, she is one of the UK's 100 most influential women. In 2015, she received the Queen's Honour CBE for services to public engagement with science. Chancellor, for her lifelong dedication for science and for her transformational success in encouraging public engagement with scientific research, I have the great pleasure to present to you Claire Mattison for the degree of Doctor of the University honoris causa.
Well, it's such a pleasure to be here and to stand in front of you all. And I want to thank from the bottom of my heart the University of York for this very moving and wonderful honour. It's been my pleasure and my absolute privilege to work with York to set up the National STEM Learning Centre that recently had its 10th birthday, so it's come of age. This centre really has changed countless lives by giving science teachers the best professional development so that they can be brilliant and inspiring teachers themselves. But more importantly than that, this has led to pupils getting better teachers, getting better grades, and hopefully loving science. My inspiration for setting up the centre was the professional development that I had when I was a consultant for the firm PwC right at the beginning of my career. It was simply brilliant. Residential, collegiate, excellent tutors, giving time to reflect and really be with other people to talk about and think about one's own career, where it was going, and also some fantastic content. And when I entered really into the professional world of science education, I began to get a little confused. Science and discovery doesn't stand still, as we all know. And so I thought every teacher needed something similar to what I had when I was at PwC, the chance to get away from the classroom, to meet other teachers, to update their skills, to learn about the new science and new experimental techniques, and then take all this back to their pupils at school. And then I discovered there was no such provision for teachers. A teacher could leave university and then teach for 40 years or more without having any further training or updating in her subject to keep her interest alive or to keep her science fresh. So I persuaded the Wellcome Trust Board to fund such a centre, and then more money came from government and industry, but really key to all this was York University, and as part of the White Rose Consortium, York delivered the vision. And it's been a pleasure and delight when I go to the centre to talk to teachers who attend, and they say that never in their careers have they received such high-quality training in their subject. And I'm really proud to have played a part in this, because this is not something that should be reserved for consultants from big companies. This is how we should support all people working in our public services so that they can be the best they can be. But today, it's about celebration, and it's about all of you and how you can be the best you can be after years of learning, new friendships, I imagine a few parties. So I've got 3 things that I want to leave with you that I've learnt that's helped me along the way. First, as you think about the things you want to achieve in life, and sometimes those are big things, don't be put off by not being able to see all the logical steps to get there. Embrace a bit of chaos. Take some time to hear the thoughts and views of others, particularly those that are really different to you. Get out of your comfort zone. That's the time when new ideas, different ways of thinking, inspiration, maybe even new relationships and a way forward will emerge. So let you tell me my story about Wellcome Collection. When I set up Wellcome Collection, I had no idea what I was doing. I'd never run a visitor attraction, but I did have a big idea, and that was that we needed somewhere just for adults to learn about science. It struck me as odd that art galleries tended to be for adults, whereas science museums tended to be for children. Yet development from science challenges. They've dramatically changed society. They've been used for good and for evil. Where was the place you could go and have a grown-up conversation and learn about this? So, with a great team at Wellcome, we entered a period of exploration, ideas in, ideas out, voices from medicine, history, religion, art, not exactly knowing where we would land. And so Wellcome Collection was born. It's an interdisciplinary venue, not on the London tourist route, on one of the most polluted streets in London. It didn't know if it was a museum or a gallery. So far, not so very promising. And on the first day, I turned to my colleagues and I said with some trepidation, will they come? Well, they did come. They came in their droves, actually, and they kept on coming, so much so that we had to do a second development 5 years after opening because we couldn't cope with all the visitors. And this had only been possible by challenging orthodoxy, embracing chaos, listening to people not like me, and definitely getting out of my comfort zone. Second, I have a small but important bit of advice as you go about your life, whatever you decide to do or decide to be. And this was said to me by a highly successful businesswoman, and I wish I'd heard it earlier in my career. Her advice was, err on the side of generosity. It's not so hard. It makes decisions easier. And perhaps most importantly, it makes for a kinder world. And finally, but oh, so importantly, please, as you go out from this place, care for this planet. And I say this with a lot of humility, because my generation and generations before me, we've taken it for granted to feed us, to shelter us, and to nurture us. And now our planet is suffering, and so we will suffer. But the suffering will be worse for those who are poor and marginalised. The greatest threat to the planet is thinking that someone else will save it. So, all of you, it's down to you. Whatever job or life you choose, use your brilliant education, your compassion, and your ingenuity, not to accept the status quo, but to do your bit, protect this beautiful planet that protects us. And good luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ensemble Eonomy will perform Danny Boy, arranged by Joshua Medine, followed by It Don't Mean a Thing, arranged by Deke Sharon.
It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. It don't mean a thing all you gotta do is sing. It makes no difference to me at all. Just get everything you got.
Swing, it don't mean a thing. Hey, God, swing, it don't mean a thing. Hey, God, swing, it don't mean a thing. That is
just get everything you've got.
As we celebrate the achievements of our students, we also wish to recognise the staff who've contributed to your success. York has an outstanding record of teaching excellence. What students will remember long after graduation are the individual members of staff and postgraduates who teach, who have supported, challenged, and inspired them. The Vice-Chancellor's Teaching Awards recognise and reward both individuals and teams who have made an outstanding impact on the student learning experience. All holders of these awards have demonstrated excellence in their teaching or the support they give for learning, delivered with energy, care, and commitment. A Vice-Chancellor's Teaching Award has been made to Professor Paula Mountford from the Department of Education. And a Vice-Chancellor's Teaching Award has been made to Mike Dunn from Information Services.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present the following candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Education. For research in teachers' perceptions of learners with dyslexia, Abdulaziz Al-Wahad. For research in legal interpreters' self-perceptions of their roles, Ji Liu. For research in choice and motivation in GCSE foreign language study, Abigail Parrish. For research in perceptions of citizenship in relation to fiction, Ghazal Sayed. For research in dynamics of willingness to communicate in a second language, Hassan Syed. For research in education for unaccompanied refugee children, Harsha Wilkinson. For research in mobile devices for intercultural adaptation, Xiaoying Yang. For the degree of Master of Arts by Research in Education, Emma Atkinson. For the degree of Master of Arts in Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages, Yinan Tao. For the degree of Master of Arts in Teaching English to Young Learners, Beverly Says.
We're straight to Ben. Straight to 14.
For the degree of Postgraduate Certificate in Education in Biology, Benjamin Atherton. Kylie Montovio. Anna Quick. Stephen Scott. Freya Standen Clark. For the degree of Postgraduate Certificate in Education in Chemistry, Sam Black. Emily Brown. James Burrows. William Johnson. Isabel Lomas. Amber Moores. William Norris. Nathan Thompson. Rosemary Tuthill. For the degree of Postgraduate Certificate in Education in English, Kate Barnard. Jasmine Batt. Emma Bowler. Kate Compton. Miriam Johnson. Sarah Reeves. Katie Risbridger. Sean Waller. Bruce Whitworth. For the degree of Postgraduate Certificate in Education in History, Emma Bevan. Stephen Eyre. Emily Harrison. Andrew Hill. Einar Jankowski. Natalie Lodge. Ben Longworth. Elisa McKay. Stacey Ridley. Hannah Smith. Laurie Thurston. Amy Wells. For the degree of Postgraduate Certificate in Education in Mathematics, Anna Cooper. Guy Cuthbertson. Robin Davies. Kirsty Dennett. Keith Doyle. Shauna Edwards. Thomas Elwell. Rebecca Foxcroft. Lisa Gallen. Fraser Graham. James Harrington. Hazel Legrand. Sam Lindley. Kimberly Rocker. Harrison Smith. Matthew Smith. Julie Stockdale. Jessica Tinkler. Sarah Whale. Oliver Wilson. For the degree of Postgraduate Certificate in Education in Modern Languages, French with German, Maeve Crozier. Katie Galvin. Lisa Thompson. For the degree of Postgraduate Certificate in Education in Modern Languages, French with Spanish, Elizabeth Ferguson. For the degree of Postgraduate Certificate in Education in Modern Languages, German with French, Stephanie Cross. Claire Morley. For the degree of Postgraduate Certificate in Education in Modern Languages, German with Spanish, Rebecca Heron. For the degree of Postgraduate Certificate in Education in Modern Languages, Spanish with French, Emma Colton. For the degree of Postgraduate Certificate in Education in Physics, James Burrell. Joshua Duncan. Jared Gill. Neil Madison. Tony Simpkins. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Educational Studies, Florence Ash Belton. Isabel Atkinson. Luke Bailey. Eleanor Brearley. Roseanne Childs. Elizabeth Doyle. Helena Elado. Diletta Fanny. Abigail Folston. Francesca Gilby. Emma Habblethwaite. Gemma Kirkby. Joy Martin. Lily McCurdy. Joy Mendes da Costa. Noor Farah Rashid. Sagana Navaratnam. Shutai Uyang. Phil Penton. Joseph Pullen. Hannah Reevy. Ollie Reistad. Emily Spencer. Joshua Stubbs. Yingzi Tang. Ruby Veazey. Lauren West. Thea Wimpenny. Yue Wu. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in English in Education, Santinia Chan. Lydia Criswick. Esme Dixon. Helena Eastman. Rebecca Foster. Abigail Hermit. Grace Howarth. Laura Jeffrey. Amber Khan. Olivia Kinsey. Bethany Lang. Joan Sing-Un Lee. Rachel McGurr. Emma McLeavy. Imogen Nuttall. Stevie Patterson. Katie Smith. Sarah Spencer. Ros Walton. Jack Whiteside. Sichi Xie. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Psychology and Education, Sarah Alfonso. Amy Alec Thomas. Caroline Appleton. Hannah Bagley. Elizabeth Barnardo. Charlotte Bell. Megan Boyd. Julietta Burrows. Rebecca Dawson. Caitlin Dillon. Olivia Donegan. Carla Enrica Folia. Rachel Foster. Rachel Gilby. Eleanor Harrison. Sophie Hart. Chloe Hutchinson. Andrew Martland. Catriona Maxwell. Francesca McIntyre. Beverly Nunes. Elspeth Peacock. Terence Ramsey. Bethann Louise Reynolds. Lucy Richards. Sophie Roberts. Amy Stroud. Andrea Teo. Lorna Top. Grace Uku. Jenna Westacott Swenson. Fola Wolf. Stephanie Wright.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present the following candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Theatre, Film and Television by Creative Practice for film-based research about normalised surveillance, Jonathan Carr. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Theatre, Writing, Directing and Performance, Auden Abrahamson. Megan Bailey. M. Barrett. Kate Bogenrider. David Bolwell. Adam Bruce. Serena Brymer. Sean Byrne. Christopher Casbon. Carla Jane Cole. Marcus Crabb. Megan Davies. Natasha Dawson. George Doughty. Samuel Peter Duffy. Elizabeth J. Edevane. Hannah Eggleton. Harry Ellertson. Samantha Finlay. Alexandra Ruth Gaunt. Tara Geraghty. Nina Harding. Joseph Hayes. Willow Hick. Jacob Hobbins. Amy Howells. Bethany Hughes. Anna Jones. Fraser Jordan. Sekinat Karim. Benjamin Kavalich. Isabel Kenyon. Falmata Maina Ma'aji Lawan. Thomas Ledbeater. Grace Levy. Bethany Lewis. Miranda Lowe. Sally McCain. Robert Nestor. Nicholas Newman. Jesse Nixon. Archibald Parker. Harriet Patton Chatfield. Verity Peddle. Willem Powell. Annabel Redgate. Amelia Schiller. Catherine Spencer. Alice Tones. Alex Urquhart. Amy Ward. Amy Wilson. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Writing, Directing and Performance, Iris Gurkay. Rain Hedge. Niall Omianown. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Film and Television Production, Jack Alden. Sean Bassett. Lauren Bell. Orshoya Bene. Francesca Blandel. Matthew Bourne. Jonathan Boomer. Alexander Bowen. Martin Buckley. Curtis Bull. Tani Coleman. Ronan Corrigan. Joseph Driscoll. Callum Jedgetts. Matthew Edwards. Beth Emery. Samuel Gilboy. Morris Gormazanos. Andrew Griffiths. Jenny Hale. Maxime Wilfred Jeffrey Hodgkinson. Hannah Hook. Rebecca Howard. Grace Johnston. Hope Elliott Kemp. James Legros. Jonas Luia Mondua. JJ Luckman. Jonathan Maddox. Agnes Markarayan. Fraser McHale. Christine Meldon. William Moore. Rebecca Neal. Edward Netherton. Suzanne Pearson. Sienna Sarah Ramsey. Jack Rizzo. Luke Rodwell. Daniel Saunders. Ellen Shaw. James Smith. Zach William Smith. Liz Tresidder. William Timon. Emily Vokoun. Sarah Westby. Elliot Wheatland Clinch. Efrosini Erica Zakarapoulou. Aisha Zaifoglu. Guillaume Zamora Bax. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Interactive Media, Roman Chernobrivets. Jacob Colbeck Hutchinson. Jack Cooper. William Derbyshire. Gemma Foster. Jonathan Fowler. Luke Gallagher. Michael Gardner. Dylan Hall. Elizabeth Johnson. Jamie MacDonald. James Moran. Rebecca Saw. David Vaughan Jackson. Wei Shu. Zhao Boda. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Molly D.
So, ladies and gentlemen, people sometimes ask me, what's it like? What's it like standing up here and shaking hands with these fresh graduates of the University of York? And I can say, I can't think of any greater honour than to be permitted to do that. The procession that we've seen this afternoon of graduands as they came into the hall and graduates as they go out of the hall is really very moving. And it's a tribute to the work that they've done in part. Oh, no, I mean in every part, obviously. And, of course, the outstanding tuition that they've received from the University of York. But it's, above all, a tribute to you, to your friends, to your family, who have come here this afternoon, not just from across the ancient county of Yorkshire, but from across the UK and across Europe and, indeed, from across the world, because we're celebrating. It is, as is often said, a rite of passage. It's a stage of life and a stage worth remembering. And having been a parent myself, and actually having sat in figuratively every seat in a graduation hall, from being an anxious student through to being a postgraduate, being a parent, occasionally giving out degrees, etc., I can say I have listened to many speeches such as this, and I have concluded that the only function of the Chancellor's speech is to make sure that no student goes out into the world without proper sedation. But what a weird world. What a really weird world we're all going out into. Those of us who are old enough to remember what seemed to be an extraordinary post-Second World War consensus, which drew countries together, which believed in the forces of cooperation, of collaboration, of integration, to try to stave off any future violent conflagration. Nations that learnt to trust each other. You may have read the story of 1941, Christmas. Winston Churchill is visiting the White House as a guest of Franklin Delano Roosevelt. And they have arranged to meet at 10 o'clock in the morning in Churchill's suite. Roosevelt duly arrives, knocks on the door, wheels his wheelchair in. Nobody's there. And suddenly the door opens, and out walks Winston Churchill, stark naked, still pink from his hot bath and glistening in the suite. Whereupon Roosevelt, immensely embarrassed, tried to turn his wheelchair around and go out of the room, only for Churchill to growl at him. His Majesty's First Minister has nothing to hide from the President of the United States of America. And I don't think that's been tried more recently, and certainly not in the last year. But in a strange sense, it symbolized two nations struggling to come together and joining together against the forces of evil across the world. And so it's, I think, with acute disappointment that we start to see a dissolution of that consensus, a dissolving of the collaboration, a feebleness of political leadership, perhaps on both sides of the Atlantic, in which the currency of rhetoric starts to become that of abuse and insult, as opposed to working collaboratively together in a comity of nations to try to achieve peace for the societies which we all serve. So we shouldn't, however, go out, I think, into the 21st century assuming that all is bad and that all hope is lost. Reflect. What did we achieve in the second half of the 20th century? I would say something along the following lines. First, a resurgent interest in the environment and in its protection, which Claire Maddison touched upon so ably in her remarks earlier. A belief around 1970 that there was something worth fighting for. It didn't come as a consequence of wise old men sitting in stuffy chambers. It came as a consequence of people on the street who believed that here was a cause to fight for. The Clean Air Act, the Clean Water Act, the Clean Harbors Act of the United States in the 1970s were all as a consequence of an upturn of citizen interest and of citizen concern. We have followed it with a succession of legislative pieces in this country, which means that our rivers are cleaner, our air is cleaner, but still there is a long way to go. And I will return to some of the challenges of the environment that face us for the 21st century in a moment. But we face, I think, a world in which some of the political comity has started to break down, a world in which it's much less hierarchical, it's much more complicated, it's less deferential. Non-state actors play such a major role, ISIS, Daesh, terrorism, disease. But dangers like those, like climate change and terrorism and disease, respect no borders, nor any norms of behavior. Tribal and sectarian hatred can spill across our borders. But in addition to some of the advantages that we've brought forward, we could also count, could we not, economic and security benefits that have come across as a result of globalization. If we look at India and China, hundreds of millions of their populations have been taken out of grinding poverty. There's still hundreds of millions to go, but no time in history has seen such a dramatic improvement in the quality of life of so many people on this planet. That was done by sweeping aside isolationism, sweeping aside protectionist tariffs, and sweeping aside the resort to inward-lookingness as opposed to taking a global view. Another important area I have to, I think, speak very emotionally about is the conquering of infectious disease. 50 years ago, the major killer on this planet was communicable disease. Today, it's non-communicable disease. It's the diseases much more of an affluent population than of an impoverished population with infections striving through the world. And the way in which the world came together around the conquering of Ebola when it broke out in Sierra Leone and Liberia and the Democratic Republic of Congo, when it was being forecast there would be 1 million deaths by Christmas. There weren't. The world came together. Similarly with Zika virus, which when it was being when it was becoming evident in Brazil, the world came together inefficiently, clumsily, but together collectively managed to bring about dramatic change. And we think that one of the most worrying things for us for the next 50 years is climate change. We have to, I'm sure, compose ourselves and focus on how, as a society across the globe, not nationalistically, not inward-lookingly, confront the science deniers, confront those who believe that there is no problem, confront those who think that combating climate change is to result in economic deterioration. It's completely the opposite. Nothing so strong as climate change offers the opportunities for science, for innovation, for technology, for renewable energy, which is still in its early stage. So we're looking at burgeoning technologies now for solving major social problems. Volvo announced 2 weeks ago almost the end of the internal combustion engine, a move now to creating electric vehicles and hybrids solely. That will be their major output. Many other car manufacturers will go in the same direction. We get it. We get that some technologies have created enormous wealth in the world, but at the same time created enormous social problems. And we'll get up and run at that as a problem for the future. So where's the next Elon Musk? Where's the next Steve Jobs? I think they're here. I think this is where it is. These are the people who will determine our future. And actually, by the way, all of you have one up on Bill Gates of Microsoft and of Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook. You've got a degree. And you've got a degree from the University of York. And, you know, it's not just the technologists who will drive the world as we go forward. There are so many opportunities for graduates in every discipline. I understand that there will be several openings now in the White House for graduates in the Russian language. So, I think as long as you can master a technology that your parents can't even pronounce, you're a long way ahead. But, you know, it is, I think, such a tribute to have graduated from a university that has a global vision and is capable of imbuing in all of us a global vision as to what we can do for the future. I'm a great believer in the forces of technology. Go back to 1830, not everybody here can remember that, but in 1830, Stephenson's rocket did that first trial run, the Rainhill trials, and for the first time, people could see that there was a future for railway travel in two respects. One, railway travel that wasn't pulled by horses, and secondly, railway travel that would take passengers and not just goods. 1829 was the first trial, opened for business in 1830, the Manchester-Liverpool Railway. By 1835, 338 miles of railway track had been laid in this country. By 1850, it was 6,621 miles, and by 1860, it was 10,433 miles. An innovation that suddenly kicked off not just that huge physical change that transformed the surface of this country, but a change that transformed the way people lived. It was really bad news if you bred horses or if you ran an inn at which people stayed on the stagecoach journeys. But what an extraordinary transformation from this part of the country. Go to the Railway Museum in York and you see the evidence of how a simple invention can transform the world. By 1852, King's Cross Station in London was opened. By 1877, we had that magnificent station here in York. What a difference from 1830. So we are now facing not that which was the first industrial revolution, but the fourth industrial revolution. The fourth industrial revolution will be about robotics, nanotechnology, quantum computing, autonomous vehicles, artificial intelligence, and critically, biotechnologies. And those, by the way, include genomics, proteomics, a whole era of personalized medicine that is starting even now to eventuate. My other role is as chairman of NHS England, and we are planning now for a healthcare revolution that will sweep through healthcare across the world as we start to harness the powers of biological technologies and the powers of data to be able to interpret those technologies and apply them to individuals. It's often said, though, that the fourth industrial revolution creates enormous risks. It's often said, for example, that artificial intelligence, by which I mean the ability of computers to program themselves and to learn from experience rather than to be programmed by human beings, the artificial intelligence will wipe out huge swathes of employment. Estimates range from 7% to 47% of current employment. The only jobs that will be safe will be those which require innovative thinking and creativity. And where else would you find it but in the departments of education and in theatre, film and TV studies? So I'm not pessimistic. I'm not pessimistic about the future of the world. I am hugely optimistic because I know the talent exists to allow us to address those problems of the fourth industrial revolution as we address those of the first, the second, and the third. But it's not just about individualism and individual striving. As recent events such as Grenfell Towers have taught us, it's about collective responsibility. It's about looking out for others. It's about using our own talents to ensure that we don't advance up a greasy pole while others fall off the side. And it brings back to me those powerful words that were written 400 years ago by John Donne, when he said, "No man is an island entire of itself. Every man is a piece of a continent, a part of the main. If a clod be washed away by the sea, Europe is less, as well as if a promontory were, as well as if a manor of thy friends or of thine own were. Any man's death diminishes me, because I am involved in mankind, and therefore never send to know for whom the bell tolls. It tolls for thee," as profound a statement of collective and moral responsibility, which reflects, I think, on the business of government of a nation, which is that its first responsibility is the health, welfare, and economic prosperity of its citizens. So we are here today at a time of transition in the lives of our graduates today. And I think it reminds me of the time in which there was a graduation ceremony such as this, in which halfway through, a man came onto the stage who had probably been celebrating prematurely. Anyway, as he came across the stage, he started to jump up and down like a kangaroo. He may have been Australian, of course, but anyway, at a certain point there was a loud splintering sound, and he disappeared completely. And there was a hush in the auditorium, broken only by his mother, who said, "Oh, please ignore him, it's just the stage he's going through." So this is the stage you're going through. And on behalf of everybody here today, let me congratulate once again our graduates for today. But before I close the congregation, I'd like on your behalf to express our thanks. Our thanks to the student choir, E. Honorary, for their superb performance. Our special thanks to the staff who organised these events, and I would add to that all of the academic and all of the staff at the University of York, not only for today, but for everything that's led up for today, to the teaching staff who are with us and the research staff, representing many others of their colleagues across the whole university. We owe you all an enormous debt for what we have here today. Thank you very much. It's been an enormous privilege to preside at today's congregation. I would like to conclude by asking everybody please to rise and to express our congratulations again to the graduating class. I declare this congregation closed.